Yo, 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 what up, everyone? Welcome to this session of the Conclusion Podcast. We'd like to thank you for spending your time to listen to me, Needful Things, Beware 84. Hit us up both
Yep,
on
yep.
hit us up both up on Instagram. Hit me up at Needful Media Group on Instagram or Needful underscore things underscore. Or hit up Beware at Beware84 on Instagram. We welcome you each to this session. What up, Beware?
What's going on, my good man?
So, the topic we're going to start off tonight with is the shutdown. Now, I know that we haven't recorded in a few months. We were shut down for a few, but we back on our grind and we're going to do it for the people.
Absolutely.
So, it's in my opinion that the shutdown is for no reason, and I think a lot of people feel that way as well. The only reason I believe that the government is even open right now is because somebody in the NFL, I don't know this, probably made that call to their best friend down in D.C. in order to reopen that government for the Super Bowl this weekend. What you think?
Now, you need some kind of government employees down there, right? Someone need to get paid for it.
Yeah, man. Well, when you're best friends with Tom Brady, best friends with the New England Patriots organization, it's nice to pick up the phone and call the leader of the free world to ask for that favor for the next 3 weeks.
You saying they use the lifeline? Phone the friend?
Lifelines is always good when you know someone that high up, So
Man,
yeah, I can see it happening, but it's the society we live in. It's who you know and who you can get in contact with that's going to get you what you need.
absolutely. That's what everything in life.
So I know that the Super Bowl or the NFL, they've been taking a ratings hit, based off the peaceful protest by Colin Kaepernick and other players. But you know, it is what it is when it comes to that situation.
Well, I mean, listen, everybody's protesting their own way and doing their own little thing. I think football's still going to be going on Sunday, though, which is without a doubt. People are going to watch it. Um, Not many people understand why Kaepernick is protesting. It's not. It's about injustice. You know what I mean? And that's what it is.
It definitely is about injustice. He gave up his career in order to bring light to the injustice to people of all walks of life that's been um, that haven't had the justice that they need for their senseless murder. But what do you think about the people that are protesting artists for performing at the Super Bowl?
I guess they feel it goes hand in hand. Um, I really don't know how to take that because you know what? That's your art. That's your bread and butter at the end of the day. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and people are gonna take the job. It's a job. You know what I'm saying? Do they want to stand with Kaepernick at the end of the day? Of course.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who doesn't? But someone has to perform. I guess they're upset because it will be an artist of minority, instead of white artists doing it,
Mm-hmm.
where it wouldn't even matter.
Yep. I I have you know I have a different take on it. I support Colin Kaepernick in the movement of him peaceful protesting,
Mhm.
but I don't think people should protest other people for getting paid to feed their family.
Yeah, exactly. That's my thought on it.
And
It's you get caught between like a rock and a hard place in that subject
mm-hmm,
because, like you said, you want to support Kaepernick and what he stands for
mm-hmm,
or kneels for,
yep, yep,
and because it's right, it feels right, it is right, but then you're trying to boycott everything else underneath it
mm-hmm,
that might pertain to what he has done. Like, he plays for the NFL, so no one should perform for the, Super Bowl, or no one should support his team. It's like subcategory of what he's doing, and I don't think it's fair to everyone. Like I said, protest, do your thing. I love it, but you can't protest everything artists and the music that they're going to be performing and for a league. Because honestly, I mean, it's not everyone's fault. We're just trying to make the statement.
Not only that, there are artists who stated that they wouldn't perform at the Super Bowl, but are getting paid from doing Super Bowl commercials.
Correct. So I mean, so where do we draw the line?
Yeah. So, and of course, Colin Kaepernick and Eric Reed, they're fighting to get back in the league that are allegedly unjustly keeping Colin Kaepernick out, or giving Eric Reed 7 random drug tests within a short amount of time. So you're right. It's up in the air, because at one point, these guys want to be in that league, and on the second hand, they want everyone to block out the protests of artists. Which again, no one should stop their money if they have to feed their family, especially if they have to perform, and that's where they make their money from.
Yeah, correct. Absolutely. I mean, kicking Colin Kaepernick out of the league altogether, I think is insane. His freedom of speech and everything else is being taken from him. Honestly, he didn't even speak. Like I said, he kneeled. It was a gesture, and everybody's taking it the wrong way. They're thinking that it's disrespectful to the flag or to our vets, or it's not about that. It's not about them. It's the murders that are being done. The injustice and everything else that's happening. And that's what it's for.
And that's how the media does. They spin certain things. They spin the injustice of him disrespecting the flag. But that's the media spin, and not get into the core message that he was trying to get to when he first did the protests.
Exactly.
So it's the media spin, but it's the media spin also on the government shutdown. Where Trump had 2 years of running the government in both houses, had all the courts, and at the end of everyone's term who got voted out, he wanted to decide now was the time to shut down the government and have people not get paid, contractors not get paid during the holidays, or some. And it's just a spin. It's just all a catch, because this could have been done, a year ago.
And you know what? The government doesn't have to shut down. I believe it's all nonsense. What was it, 35, 38 days of no government? Being paid? I mean, let me tell you something. A lot of Americans, live paycheck to paycheck. And it's not because of poor savings or not, understanding finances. It's just, listen, the cost of living is insane, and especially if you want to be healthy and live a healthy lifestyle and stuff like that. The cost of living is crazy. So people live check to check, or they have children that they need to support and stuff like that. And shutting down the government and just taking away money from people because, well, his purpose was because he wanted a wall being built. Not for nothing, but you do realize we do have a border wall already there, right? Like, there is a wall at the border.
Yeah, it could be fixed. It could be some fixing on the border wall. It could be other things done.
Yeah, and like I said, there's already an existing wall. The wall is there. I don't know why he wants to change it or build a bigger wall, but just to let you guys know, Mexicans and illegal immigrants, they don't climb walls, bro. We did tunnels. I mean, we go under. There's no need to climb it, bro. We go under. We build tunnels. We got lighting. We got water down there. You could live down there for a little bit.
Yeah,
we get to the other side.
Also, there's this $27 investment that people could make. It's called a ladder.
Yeah.
You make that investment, you be over that wall.
Real quick, in a heartbeat, you're done. I mean, there's other ways of going about it. We could restructure border security in other ways where you're not spending $7 billion on this magical wall to keep illegal immigrants out, to keep us in. It's not right. It doesn't seem right. And it's all a big, I say, smoke and mirrors, It's just blinding people from what other things are going on.
Yeah.
He uses a lot of scare tactics where he will say he'll bring up gangs and rapes and drugs. And I don't know how long he's been in America, but let me tell you something. Drugs have been a part of this country forever. Yeah. All right? Illegal immigrants, they're not taking any jobs away from us. They're doing the jobs that we don't want to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're doing the high-rise building window cleanings, construction of buildings and stuff like that. Not getting paid any kind of health benefits, not getting a 401k or anything like that. Just living that check to check to have a better life, to escape whatever is going on in their country. Is there a right way to do it? Absolutely.
But I mean, with the government shut down over a wall, I think that I think also the other side of looking at things is I think it's all about trolling him. So I'll give you an example. You have the Republicans supporting Trump on the wall. You have the Democrats supporting border security with technology measures. And I think the problem is that he's being trolled because he won't say he wants border security. He wants a wall. They both want the same thing, but it's just that everyone who works for the federal government is a pawn in the middle. And I said this a few days ago. I wouldn't feel safe getting on a plane knowing that the person that's searching me is not getting paid, because they have families to feed. They have bills to pay. All it takes is someone to offer the right person money, and, your plane could be compromised. Your food could be compromised. Informants will get compromised,
Absolutely.
So there has to be a restructure of when these things happen, that the essential things that protects us, like TSA or, terrorists, policing where they have these terrorist cases or these are still funded in order to keep the country safe. And I don't think this was a well thought out plan.
Not at all. Even the FDA was compromised. Food wasn't getting inspected. I mean, come on. I mean, if FDA is working, getting paid, and they still get recalls and salmonella that passes through, what do you think is going to go on when the government is shut down? They're not working or checking anything. Anything is possible.
Anything is possible. So just think about the government's been shut down for about 38 days.
Yep.
There's food on the shelf right now that's probably hasn't been inspected. It just went through because there was nobody there to inspect it.
Exactly.
So there's a high chance that the food in the last 35 days that have been on the shelves or in our freezer or in our refrigerator has not been inspected. So now you put family lives in danger. You put people who still eat meat in danger because the meat wasn't inspected by the FDA.
Correct.
So the shutdown really not only hurt the employees, especially the ones that had to come in and work for free. Like, they really had to come in and work for free, especially when a judge ruled in the favor of the government that those people had to come back to work because they were essential to keeping the government going. So it was a messed up time, and hopefully in the next, I would say, 14 days that they come together and decide something, but I doubt it.
I doubt it as well.
But this is a society that we live in where it's more about, who's going to bluff first and where all the pawns,
Yeah. We've become the laughing stock of the world, to be honest with you, since Trump has been in charge. I never thought I would see Biff Tanner in charge of the United States.
Yeah.
But it really is. It's like a nightmare, to be honest. And I hope that people actually get out there and exercise their right to vote, to make the necessary changes so that way this doesn't happen again. And they learn from all the mistakes that are going on currently.
Not only that, but to do research the people that you're voting for, research what their policy is. Um, I seen a video with Kamala Harris where she said one of her favorite songs is by Tribe Called Quest, and she shouted out, say, "Hey, Fife Dog," and any hip hop head know that Fife Dog he passed away a few years ago. So it was her as a politician.
Yeah.
The pandering is something that people don't need. Just tell us what your policies are and what are you going to do to make things better for each and every American.
Agreed.
So shout out to those people who protect us in this country. Shout out to the people who had to work for free and still go to work. We with you, and we hope that things get better. We hope a deal is struck. But in the time and day that we in, I kind of doubt it.
And now it's just a waiting game. Let's just wait and see. Grab some popcorn, sit back, and watch the show.
That's all it is. It's soap opera. 24-hour Truman Show or the Trump Show.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Our next topic we're going to talk about is Jussie Smollett. He was in Chicago last night, and he was attacked on his way, I believe, to a Subway restaurant. And they poured grease on him, and there's been a lot of outpour from his peers in the community of actors. And it's a very, very, very heartbreaking situation that this gentleman who is on Empire had to go through, that where two gentlemen had wrapped a noose around his neck and threatened his life, and he had to fight his way in order to stay alive. This is the time and era that we live in, where we gotta be cautious and know our surroundings, because there's a lot of people out there that have crazy thoughts and do crazy things. What are your thoughts on that? Beware.
I mean, this happened in Chicago, and like you said, the year that we're in, to be attacked, yelling out racial slurs and homophobic slurs, and to throw a chemical substance on someone, because of who he is. I mean, come on, man, we gotta do better than this. We have to as people. I hope he's okay. It's definitely a situation, and he's definitely a victim of a hate crime. That's what it is. Mm-hmm. It's a hate crime, and no one should be put through that, because it's definitely traumatizing. It looks like it was set up to do it. Like, who has a rope, a noose that they carry around with them? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Who does that to actually premeditate an attack on somebody? Yeah. Because of his sexual orientation. I mean, like, we got to give it up. You know what I'm saying? At this point, us minorities are the majority. Mm-hmm. We're not minorities anymore. We are the majority. And like I said, we have to do better as people. Personally speaking, I'm not homophobic. I'm not any of that. I believe in, you are what you are, you do what you do, and I respect you either way, But that's me personally. I've come to terms with that with myself, and I don't think I've got an ounce of hate in my blood. But again, that's me. It's just sad that he had to be put through that kind of situation, in this day and age. When you talk about it's 2019, you know what I'm saying? If we were to do a podcast in 1964, and you would have said this, I'd have been like, "Yep, another one." You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, it would have been common, because it was back then. It's ugly.
Well, I feel that people have the right to live their own life the way they want.
Absolutely.
Your life is your life. You only have one life. And while you're here with this one life, you do everything to make the best out of your life as best peacefully and honest as you can be in life. But there are other people that look at your life and won't like it because it doesn't conform to what their life is. And that's where we have a problem in society where a lot of people don't like to mind their own business.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what I'm doing in life is hurting you because you can't mind your business and let me live my life the way I want. And I feel that everyone has that right to live his life. He has the right to get up and go eat where he wants. He can. It's a free world. You can go wherever you want to go.
Absolutely.
But there's other people out there that don't feel that way, and this is where you get the sick mentality of someone attacking this gentleman because of what his sexual orientation is, and it's his life. So why do people care so much?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, we need to teach our kids better. I think it starts at home as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because you're not born to hate. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think hate is taught. Hate is something that's done consistently over and over, and it's people who are following that behavior. And it's sad because at that point you're a follower, you can't make up your own mind, and you're basing everything that you believe in and do on what was told to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that minorities are bad or gays are bad, and it's ridiculous. It really is. And people need to have their own mind, their own mindset, think for themselves, and let people be. Like I bet you he was going in for a sandwich. Didn't have any agenda on his list. Like, I'm going to go get a sandwich. I'm hungry right now. I'm going to stop here and eat. And I'm going to go about my business. I don't think he thought he was going to get a noose hung around his neck, oil thrown on him, and beaten.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, why? I mean, what is the thought process behind that? What did you get out of doing that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's my whole thing. Like, I feel for him. I feel so bad and sorry for him. But the other day, I'm thinking about the other people who actually attacked them, and you know, what's going through your mind? Like, why are you doing this?
Mm-hmm.
You know, is it Tuesday night and you're bored? Like, come on, really? This is what we're gonna do?
I think also think the election of 45. You know, people have become emboldened to do things like this, and again, it's people putting their own perspective on someone else's life. And it's a horrible situation. I'm just glad the young man is he's in the hospital. He's getting the treatment that he needs in order to fix his wounds. But when you go through a situation like that mentally, it can't fix your mental wounds because that's going to be in your head that I can't go to certain places because mentally there's people out there that want to hurt me for who I truly am, and everyone needs to.
Correct. It's traumatizing.
Yeah,
that's what it is. It's traumatizing, and it's like really bad. Like now, his mental, his psyche's messed up. Mm-hmm. And you're right. 45 did make it okay to be openly racist and hateful in a way. It's like he breeds that, and people are just coming out the woodworks. And they're like, oh, well, you know what? I'm white, and I don't like minorities, and it's okay now. And it's not like that's just wrong.
Yeah, and it goes back to what you said is that, we're not born racist. Racism is taught. And it goes to my problem I have with the educational system here in America, where it's more of an indoctrination than people learning about themselves, of what they can be, what their potentials are, instead of studying for a single test in order to get to the next level. And it goes. I seen a video on Instagram earlier where a young lady was asking a young man, "How many states do we have? How many continents we have?" What else she asked him? She asked him a series of questions, and he had absolutely no clue. Now, I don't know if it was a prank or anything, but that's where society is going, where it's dumbing us down with information and we're getting more emotional about things we see, which programs us to think certain ways, like hate other people, which is terrible, or this person life shouldn't be that way. I'm gonna thrust my beliefs onto this person, and that's the kind of society that we're being. We're not educating ourselves. We're being more indoctrinated by what we see.
Correct. It's what's the term I like to use? Force-fed information.
Force-fed information, yes.
Absolutely, force-fed information. No one is thinking for themselves. Mm-hmm. No one has that clear. Well, people do, but there's a big majority of people who don't have that personality that they should have. You know, mm-hmm. who can be themselves and just be who they are. Mm-hmm. You know, they're force-fed info, and they're trained to think a certain way. They're trained to be a certain way, mm-hmm. and to live a certain way. It's disgusting, to be honest with you. And kids need to read more. Honestly, you know, get in the library. You know, the New York Public Library has a app where you can download the books. You don't have to go to the library no more. Yep. You know, I recently got it, and they got audiobooks. So educate yourself. You know.
But kids, certain segments of the country, kids, teenagers, adults, do not do their own research. It's all about clicking on a title that conforms to what you believe and not reading the full context of the article. There's a lot of times on the internet where people will post things because of how the title sounds, but not actually read the article or see where it came from.
Man, I'm guilty of that.
Mm-hmm. You know, so it's, I've done it before. I'm guilty of that, reading the title and not reading the actual content. But I've learned over the past few months to, okay, if I'm going to post something, I'm going to have to go back in and actually look at what's in the article, who's the author, and if it can be verified that the information is truthful, then I'll keep it on my page. If it can't be verified, then normally I'm deleting stuff off of my page, because, you know, it's all about programming. If you do not program yourself on certain things, then there's going to be someone that's going to come along and program it for you because of the way society is set up right now.
Definitely. Mm-hmm. We got to do more for each other.
Yep, we got to
do more for ourselves.
We got to do more for ourselves, do more to educate others. Mm-hmm. And just be yourself, people. Stop worrying about other people and what they're doing in their life. You have one life. Enjoy it to the fullest. Don't worry about anyone else, because the only one that knows about you more than you is you.
Man, you ain't lying about that.
Yeah. So hopefully, the young man, he's okay. Hopefully they catch the perpetrators and they get locked in the dungeon somewhere in the dark and understand what they've done is not cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Next topic in the conclusion podcast. And this one hits me in the heart. Takes me back to 2000s, 99. I know it takes it back for you. Beware Kanye and The Rock. Or Kanye and Jay-Z.
Oh, man. Let me tell you something. I think every show we've had something about Kanye on here. Uh-huh. We definitely need to get him as a guest and just speak to him, because every single show he has done something just like, why, Kanye, did you think about this? What's going on? So what did he do this time?
So it was, news reports were saying that Kanye was suing Rockefeller Records and Jay-Z for royalty payments that he wasn't paid for different tracks that he had done. And that's a sad moment in The Rock, because back in 99 and 2000, when they were coming out with those club bangers, those hits, you thought it was never going to end. You thought it was always going to be, you know, Jay-Z, Dame Dash, Biggs, Kanye, Myth Bleak, Beanie Siegel, but that's not the case, because, you know, just like anything in life, when you mentally have grown, you grow apart unless people grow with you. And I think when Jay-Z, you know, decided to separate himself from Dame Dash, it kind of split the rock, and Dame Dash went his way, Jay-Z went his way, and then same thing with him and Kanye. They're on two different thought levels right now, where Kanye feels that he's able to speak up to his big brother and ask him for the money that he's owed. Everyone in America has the right to sue anyone. If you feel you're owed some money and you want to go the legal route, hey, do you? But damn, this is tough, especially if you grew up in the 2000s and 90s to see these different fractions of the rock, bickering.
Yeah, it's tough because he actually filed two lawsuits. He filed one against EMI, the other one is against, of course, Rockefeller, which you mentioned. So, which is crazy because EMI holds the contracts and the extensions of everything that you sign, and of course, he's filing a lawsuit against Rockefeller and Jay-Z, who are the record company themselves. Mm-hmm. And it's why now? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. What's going on that you had to like bring this up? Did you have some coffee or something and think, hey man, I'm gonna sue Rockefeller now? Like, why? What happened? Why didn't you do it years ago? Why? What brought this on? That's what my question is.
I believe that all Kanye or all Jay-Z could have done is picked up the phone, had that conversation, and this thing would have been straight and settled. I think they're just so far apart in views that they can't have that conversation where they can actually speak as they once did, especially with, the Watch the Throne album, which is a great album, where, they look like they were living it up together creating that album. We're looking in just like everyone else in the world is looking in and not knowing what's the true underlying reason of why their relationship with that south. But to get to a point where you've been under the tutelage or gained the knowledge from a person for about 15 years and then you decide to sue them, then it comes to who's in your ear telling you that let's sue this person for your back royalties. Is he going through hard times? Which I don't know. I just seen a post with Dame Dash and Kanye in the studio working on a song on Dame Dash's Instagram. So I don't know if that's the case. Maybe Dame put a bug in his ear, which I don't know. I don't know if Dame did that. I'm just saying, just speculating. So I don't know. It's just speculation. It's alleged. But like I said, Kanye has all right to sue and if he feel he owed money.
Yeah, well, I mean, from what I've been reading and trying to understand is that so music publishing companies retain a significant portion of the royalties generated by a song through different avenues, such as streaming, downloading, live performances, TV, or even film, right? When they use your music or any of your stuff. And what Kanye said is that he attempted to buy back his own publishing rights from, Sony and TV for $8 or $9 million, I think it was. Mm-hmm. And when he went to buy it, they told him no. Like, we're not going to give this to you. We're Sony. We own this, and no, we really don't have to.
That I don't know, folks. If you've checked out the documentary that I posted on the Conclusion or Needful Media Group's YouTube, it was called "We've Seen This Before," where I have a video of Kanye West talking about he wanted to buy his publishing, mm-hmm. and then I had the same video of Prince talking about buying his publishing, and Michael Jackson having an issue buying his publishing. And I feel every artist, if they have the money, if the record company or the publishing company puts a price on your catalog and you have the money to buy it, you should have a right to buy your publishing and your masters. And that's why I respect Chance the Rapper. There's a video on Instagram where he explains publishing and masters and how you get paid from the two separate entities, mm-hmm. and how that's why he will always stay independent and not sign a deal.
Correct.
And another person I salute for getting their independence last month was Chris Brown. Chris Brown, I think he owns all his masters and publishings for his songs going forward with RCA.
Yeah, I think he's the youngest person to do it thus far.
Youngest person to own his masters and publishing under a record company. But I don't. In this day and age, when it comes to the internet, everything is streamed. I mean, there are some CDs that some companies are printing up to give to big box stores like Walmart or Target. But there should be no reason why an artist needs to sign a record contract when you can basically do everything yourself. You just have the right legal team and management around you to do it.
Yeah, it's definitely a hustle. Because once you sign those contracts, I mean, it's a business, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And the stipulations that are involved with these agreements, they really, really are tough to understand because of the language that they use sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, for instance, sometimes music publishing agreements, they set certain circumstances in which the songwriter has this contract right to terminate a life of a copyright grant.
Mm-hmm.
For example, if the contract they provide the rights to revert the songwriter if one or more of the following occurs, like the publishing fails to achieve this like milestone they have set. Mm-hmm. So let's say, for instance, and just an example, they say, we'll sign this contract with you. We'll give you $500,000 up front, but this record has to sell, 1.2 million copies. And if it doesn't hit that milestone, it then fails, and they can revert it, which is, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Who can, say it's going to do that? You know what I mean? Who can pinpoint the exact, time frame it will hit that milestone, if it ever does? Or it has to generate a certain amount of royalties for that song in a given time. We'll set this down, but if it doesn't reach, 200,000 views online, we're not going to pay you for it. That's kind of crazy.
DMX also stated something about a record company buying him a car, and when he took the car from the record company, he looked at his financial statements from the record company. They had the car price tag and the money that they had to recoup from him. So you mean to tell me that you're gonna buy me a car with my own money, say this is yours, and then you have to recoup it from
take it back?
Yeah.
Damn.
So I'm gonna try to post that video on Needful Media Group, but it's a funny industry if you don't know what you're doing. And I know a lot of people who rap in the music industry is they're way out of circumstances where they do sign contracts, they do take those one sum payments, not knowing the consequences of the future of your royalties and publishing.
Correct. Or of your own, your own music, your talent, your gift. Yep. And it's literally not yours at the end of the day. Yep. They own that. They own you. Mm-hmm. So it's this, I don't want to say it, but some kind of like a slave mentality. We own it, and it sucks at the end of the day.
That's what it is. If you created something like Kanye's catalog, College Dropout, Late Registration, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasies album, and someone tells you you can't buy your masters and your publishing and you have the money, it's basically, it sounds to me like modern day slavery. You can't buy your freedom for it to be an independent artist.
That's right.
Yeah,
I mean, it's crazy. You can pick the kind, but you can't wear it. I mean, it's crazy. That's insane. Mm-hmm. That's insane. I mean, like the music industry is so very, very in depth. Like, you really have to know what you're doing. Don't sign anything without having a lawyer. Make sure what you're doing is what you're doing, because at the end of the day, listen, like you said, you only get one life. Mm-hmm. You don't want anybody else owning your creativity.
Yep, because if you're creative, that's all you have is your creativity.
Yeah.
And your mind.
That's it.
So, final topic on the conclusion podcast. We want to send a rest in peace to James Ingram. James Ingram, he had a catalog of R&B music. He died, I believe, this afternoon. And, what are your thoughts on his songs that he's created, I believe, back in the 80s that were R&B smash hits?
Oh, yeah. I mean, let me tell you, he was Mr. R&B in the 70s and 80s, and even up into the early 90s. He did Baby Come to Me,
yeah,
which was an awesome hit.
Mm-hmm.
He even did, what's that song with, what's his name? Oh, man, I'll tell you right now. I'm thinking of it. But he's worked with some of the best people in the industry. Kenny Rogers,
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jackson, Quincy Jones, everybody, Donna Summers, Ray Charles, Anita Baker,
Mm-hmm.
Nancy Wilson, Natalie Cole. I mean, you name it, he's worked with them, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He even had Song of the Year in 1987, which was crazy.
Yeah, man, it's rest in peace to James Ingram. It's unfortunate that he's gone, but his music lives forever in the hearts and minds of everyone who's listened to his song. One quick topic I want to go over with you, Beware, and we didn't discuss this during the podcast. Did Soulja Boy have the best 2018, or is his year 2018?
Why did I know this was gonna come up? This dirty Gucci headband, man. Oh man, oh my God. God, honest truth, in my personal opinion, is he's definitely putting himself out there to make himself relevant again. In the most ways, like he's using
Soulja Boy.
Media.
Soulja Boy.
He's doing it. He's doing the most, and from his video game system, which I don't think is going anywhere. His dirty Gucci headband, and it's just I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing with life. I don't know what he's trying to do. He definitely didn't have the best 2018 or 19 I've ever seen in my life.
Hey, listen, Soulja Boy. When Soulja Boy was in Compton, and he did Big Soulja Ain't From the Hood, there was a lot of comedians. That did that skit and became famous. So maybe Soulja Boy is onto something where he's creating a lot of people in this industry based on things he's done.
He's getting, like I said, he's getting the attention.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely getting the attention, and he's had his hits. I'm not going to say he didn't have his hits, but as far as what he's doing now, he hasn't had a hit since 2007. Like, that's just being real.
Hey, listen, I remember those MySpace days. I remember, everyone downloading their music. Not gonna say from where, but they were downloading their music, and that you come on and then you hear it.
Oh man, that was it.
Yep.
And that beat drop.
But
it was over.
He did finesse the internet at a time where people didn't understand that that's where music was going next, where we weren't going to go into record shops to buy CDs. It was going to be all on the internet where you can just download it.
Correct. Absolutely. And he's, like I said, he's using it right now.
Mm-hmm.
And he's making himself relevant again. What he has in store, I don't know. I don't know. He's definitely changed a lot. He's not the 2007 Soulja Boy I remember. He's more like, oh man, I don't want to say it.
It is comical. Even if
he really is. If anyone heard or even saw the Breakfast Club interview he had, oh my God, get a good laugh. Go back and see it. Only for 5 minutes.
I think that's a classic moment in hip hop history right there, where we're just gonna relive that moment over and over again once we see it.
Oh yeah, it's definitely gonna become a meme I mean, just that skit, Dre.
Man, Dre.
That's enough. That's enough.
R.B. Graham.
That right there is enough. But yeah, I'm looking forward to where he's going to go with this because it's piqued my interest a little bit.
It's piqued everyone's interest.
I want to see what's next.
So, everyone, we'd like to thank you for spending your time with the Inclusion podcast. Please subscribe to the YouTube page and hit it up for when we're going live. Also, hit up Beware84 on his Instagram. He be posting some funny stuff. You know, him in the museum, him with his water, you know, things like that. Hit up the other page, Needful M Group on Instagram or Needful_things_ on Instagram. And we're going to see you next time for the episode. Thank you for spending your time, folks. Enjoy your day. Be blessed and stop worrying about what other people doing.
Word, live your life.
Live your best life.
All right.